Neighbors brace for possible data center destruction. They claim a multi-billion-dollar project could ruin their slice of paradise and take money out of their pockets. A federal regulator weighs in.
Monarch Energy eyes developing a 1,300-acre data campus between Rockford's airport and the landfill. But WIFR's Nathaniel Langley learns how neighbors feel they've been overlooked by the company and local leaders.
Mike, Sydney, there's not much yet known, confirmed on what exactly Monarch Energy's plan is to bring a data center to Rockford. But a federal agreement leaves some in the community feeling their concerns are warranted.
They think that no one lives out here.
Matthew Wilder says he found paradise around Rockford's southern edge.
Contrary to the fact that it's like near a couple dumps on an Amazon distribution thing.
Monarch Energy welcomes you to Rockford, Illinois,
But a developer out of Santa Cruz, California may move into his backyard.
Right there, stone's throw away from our little peaceful backyard here that we work so hard to have.
Monarch Energy plans a 1,300-acre data center campus near Edson and Friday roads.
I'm very fearful for the future.
A 2025 study found data centers generate harmful noise levels and increase the risk for cancer in nearby communities.
We would lose everything. It really did feel like we woke up to finding out we were going to.
Monarch calls its possible center hyperscale, which can use up to 5 million gallons of drinking water per day.
What is it going to do to my well water? How is it going to affect that? Where are they going to draw the water from?
In February, an agreement accepted by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission approved Monarch's Rock Air project to use ComEd lines, but Commissioner Judy Chang warned the deal may not protect ComEd customers from higher electricity bills.
All of our concerns are valid.
Before coming to Rockford, one of the only announced Monarch projects was a $500 million hydrocarbon production project in Louisiana in 2023. The spokesperson for Louisiana Economic Development tells WIFR that facility was never a done deal and is not moving forward.
I honestly don't understand it, that they have not been able to complete any projects.
Monarch has yet to respond to our request for comment.
Obviously, I'm all for having better jobs, bigger jobs, and doing that, but it shouldn't be at the detriment of another community.
Neighbors like Sam Graceffa and Kelly Lewis see the project pulling the community together.
That's something to be proud of, and I hope that we continue to do so.
I also reached out to Region 1 Planning Council and Winnebago County Board Chair Joe Chiarelli's office for comment, and I'm waiting responses. The city of Rockford just said it isn't aware of who would actually operate the center. If the project moves forward, though, the city says details will be made public.
Winnebago County records from 2025 show two couples, one from Stillman Valley and another from Rochelle, as the owners of the land Monarch says it controls. WIFR reached out to a Gensler relative who claims she didn't know of any transaction happening.